Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners, and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So I'm a little late to the party as always, but I had quite a bit to wrap up from last week. And this is the first full week of January. So I'm not too late to the party. And what am I late for? I hear you ask. Well, of course, it's discussing my goals for 2025. Lots of other podcasters and Yanni YouTube friends have already laid theirs out, but I have yet to do so. So let's do it, shall we? I am a little out of breath because I realised I forgot something before clicking on the camera and I had to run and get it. But I've got it now. It's all good. Also, if you put your name in to win the 6th and final Impkin twin, we will do that at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so last year I did a proper Manfa thing. I bit off more than I could chew, and I decided to do 24 goals for 2024. I am not doing 25 goals for 2025. Nope. I know that it's unfeasible, unreachable, and I'm just setting myself up for failure. So I have a few, but not that many. And there are also some changes to the channel that I need to discuss as well. So stop blibber blabbering, Sam, and get on with it. So, my goals for 2025. The first one is what is going to be my main focus for the whole of the year. Now, like I've said, other podcasters and Yanni YouTube friends have been doing things like Year of the Amigurumi or Year of the Mosaic or Year of Learning a New Technique. And that is awesome, and I will be supporting them and cheerleading them every single step of the way. But for me, mine isn't a specific type of make. Mine is a focus for my makes. And what I mean by that is, for me, 2025 is going to be charity donations year. I started doing things and making things for charity last year, and I really want to continue that on a greater scale. Now, if you've been here, you will know that I have contributed to the last 2 years of Boggy Creek blankets. Absolutely loved supporting that. Put a lot of love into every stitch and blanket that I made. I made 11 in total over those 2 years. And I'm so pleased that I could be a small part of that. But with the rise of shipping costs and things that are going on in the world that I have no control over, I have decided that I need to come a bit closer than the USA for my charity donations. So I would like to thank everybody involved with the Boggy Blanket Creek Drive. It has been an honour to help you in the small way that I did. I had a lot of fun. I was honoured and privileged to be allowed to join in. But my journey for Boggy Creek has come to an end, but I wish them all the love and the success. And I will, of course, be cheerleading everybody else that is still going to take part and those that are actually in charge of the drive as well. I hope that you smash your targets. I hope that everybody rallies round and gets all the things done for Boggy Creek. But my part of it is now over. I also was making pairs of crocheted hearts for a UK charity here called Hearts Healing Hearts, and I will continue to do that. I will be doing that forevermore, I think, because they are good little scrap busters, stash busters if you've got some yarn that you don't really know what to do with. It really does benefit the people that receive them, and I will be continuing with that. I have also done smaller projects for another UK charity. So Hearts Healing Hearts and NHAP, Needles, Hooks, Angels and Premies, they are kind of joined, but the Hearts Healing Hearts concentrates on the hearts, and NHAP does a lot of other makes for a lot of other a lot of other places of need, shall we say. So I will be joining in with those as and when I can, in and amongst all my other projects. I have decided that even though a little bit of shipping will be involved, it won't be as much because it's not travelling as far. I have pledged to help Christina over at Bella Uncinetto with the baby blanket drive, to help the military base that her school is kind of ensconced in. There is a group of women that are wanting to do baby hampers and things for new mums that are on the base, and they have asked for some help in putting those hampers together. And Christina has asked if anyone can make baby blankets that would help towards those hampers. So because Italy isn't too far away from the UK, it's still a little way, but not as far away as the USA, I am going to be making some baby blankets for that military base, because also blankets are great stash busters and I'm wanting to bash a lot of my stash. And then this one is a maybe, it just depends, but I do have a lot of one skein wonders in my stash. And I also have a little bit more of bulky and chunky weight yarns after my Christmas advent and things like that. And I don't really use a lot of bulky, and it's really difficult to use up the oddballs or the one skein wonders. So every so often, if the fancy or the urge takes me, I am going to be making some hats and I will donate them to the homeless in my local area. I'm going to have to look into who will accept the hats. And I am not a proficient hat maker. I don't really get a lot of joy or satisfaction from making hats. I don't wear them myself. But I know that it is a good way of using up one skein wonders. And of course, it will benefit those that are homeless in my area. So what better way to turn those one skein wonders into something that is needed and appreciated by others than by doing that. So I don't have like specific targets for all of this, guys. I just know that it's going to be a main focus. By putting numbers and targets on things, that instantly puts an element of stress and pressure on it, because I want to hit that target. So I'm just basically saying the blankets for the military unit, the pairs of hearts for Hearts Healing Hearts, and the smaller projects needed by NHAP, and the odd hat if I get time for the homeless. I will just be doing them as and when, and I will get as many as the year allows me. So, but I am gonna make that my main focus for 2025. The next one is participating in Stash Down 2025, of course. I had such a ball joining in last year in 2024. I have explained this in previous videos, but in a nutshell, it makes you accountable. It makes you deep dive into your stash and uncover hidden treasures that you had forgotten about. It breathes new life into some of your older yarns that might have been forgotten. They then get their time to shine. It's pushing me out of my wheelhouse of just using the colour palettes that are my favourite rather than colour palettes that are not. It's making me look at my stash for... so when I've got a project in mind, I look at my stash before thinking, oh, I'll buy something new, treat myself. I am actually looking to see if I've got the quantity and the right type of yarn in my stash first, which means that a lot of the older skeins are getting used. And it really is fun for me to see how much I can actually use and get out of my stash, because in order for new stash, you've got to make room, and the best way to make room is to use the yarn that you've got. So it's not that I'm not going to be buying, I am going to be buying. It's not that I'm on a ban, or it's not even a competition, guys. Stash Down is spearheaded by the wonderful Bridget over at Queen's Crafts by Bridget. But basically, anything that was in your stash previous to 2025 is fair game. Some of us are saving our ball bands. Some of us are working out yardage or meterage, but that's too much math for me. So the way I do it is I work on my projects, and as soon as they are completed with all the tails woven in, etc., I weigh them on my kitchen scales, and I go by weight of how much weight of my stash that I've managed to get through. Another reason for doing that is I don't always use a full skein, so the yarn bands aren't going to be a true reflection, because I do use a lot of scraps for amigurumis and smaller projects, and sometimes I do break open a new skein but only use part of it, so I'm not going to know how much I have actually used if I just stick to yarn bands. And like I said, working out the meterage and the yardage is too much math for me. I'm not going to do it. So I just weigh it. It means if I start a project this month in January, but I don't finish it until September, it doesn't get weighed and put on the list of my statistics until September. Similarly, if I have a project left over from last year, but I finish it this year, as soon as it's finished this year, it will go in my statistics. So yeah, that's how I play stash down. So yeah, I'm going to use my stash before purchasing if I can, but I'm not going to put myself on a ban. I'm going to try and beat last year's totals because that's just the type of person I am. It's not a competition. It's just us, being motivated and inspired to use what we've already got. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I will give you a little bit of a spoiler. I have already purchased some yarn, but I purchased it in December. It may not get to my house until January, but because I purchased it in December, it will still count for stash down because it was purchased before 2025. And I also have quite a big happy mail coming to me. Yarny Fairy Godmother ordered me some things from Ice, not because I asked her to, just because she wanted to gift them to me. And they were ordered prior to 2025, so when they get here, they will be included for stash down as well. It's only things that are bought or gifted after the end of the year that you cannot use. So yes, I may be getting more in that you haven't seen yet, but it does still count. So yeah, go check out Bridget, Queen's Crafts by Bridget. She will tell you more about stash down. But any questions, feel free to email me. I'm more than happy to help you out with that. But yeah, stash down, bring it on. Really excited. Another goal, so goal number 3 is to continue with the crochet Christmas items that I started last year. If you've been here for a little while, you will remember that I got one of my magazines out of my collection, and there was a whole host of Christmas decor that I wanted to make. I successfully made the wreath, although I think I'm going to use it as a centerpiece for the middle of my table. And that is all I managed to get done. But I did buy the pegs to make the angel pegs. I did buy the jars for the jar toppers. And I did buy the snow globe for the snow globe. I did buy the polystyrene balls for the big tree balls. But none of those managed to get done. I only got the wreath centerpiece, whatever you want to call it. So it is my intention to get the angel pegs, the balls, the jar toppers, the snow globe done this year, ready for next year. So I do want to try and complete those. Yeah, so that is another goal of mine. Hopefully I will be successful. Another goal of mine is kind of similar to stash down, but it's make the projects I bought specific yarn for. So probably a lot of us have a huge stash of patterns, however we store them, however we purchase them, however they come into our life. And sometimes you fall in love with a pattern and you're like, but I need something specific for that. And you go and order it and the yarn comes in, but you still haven't gotten around to make that project. I have a lot of yarn like that in my stash where I have specifically bought yarn for a specific project that I want to make. So one of my goals is that I am actually going to use that yarn and turn it into the project that I wanted to make. It will help with stash down because some of it is larger quantities of yarn for bigger projects. So once those projects are made and that yarn is used, the higher statistics for stash down I will have. So I want to make the projects that I bought specific yarn for. Else, what was the point, guys? Okay, goal number 5 is I do want to do another yarn advent when the time comes this year. I have been looking around, although I'm going to do some more research. I mean, we've only just got into January, and already I'm thinking about next kind of December, Christmas period. But I have learned that you need to be prepared earlier. You need to get things in place much quicker than when I did this year. So I will be doing some research. At the moment, I am debating on getting my advent from a company that I found on Instagram. I did actually get some custom made, custom dyed yarn from this company for Mama Jan. It is Wildflower. And she does some absolutely gorgeous hand dyed hanks. And I'm thinking that I might partake in her advent this year. It's not set in stone. I may find another one that's maybe a better deal with money, a better colour scheme that I'm going to enjoy, whatever. But she is a UK company, and it would be nice to support another UK company for my advent. But there will be another yarn advent, all being well. The next goal, technically, I have already achieved. Now, you might be thinking that's cheating. Well, actually, I sat down and wrote out these goals. I don't know, when was it? So, January the 1st was Wednesday. I think it was Thursday, the 2nd of January, that I sat down and wrote these goals. And now I am filming on Saturday, the 4th of January. So I've had my goals set for a couple of days. It's taken me a couple of days to get the chance to be in front of the camera and film. So these were made prior to filming. And because I managed to find a window of time to do this, this is why this has already been achieved. Now, let me explain. It was to get a PO box for the channel. Now, you know that for at least the last 12 months, it has been a target of mine to get a PO box for the channel so that I can put it in my description boxes. I can put it in my about section on my page. And so that I don't have to keep giving out my actual private home address. Because the channel has gotten a lot bigger than when I first started out, there are now lots of you out there that have my actual home address where my children live. I have only given it to people that I feel that I can trust, and so far there has been no issues other than you have gifted me with a lot of wonderful, wonderful things, and thank you all so, so much who have done so. But if my channel continues to grow, which at the moment it's not, and it hasn't been growing for a little while, but that's okay. If it does grow, I am now at that stage where I really don't want to be giving out my home address anymore for safety and security reasons, because like I said, this is where the children live. So I wanted to get a PO box. Now, here in the UK, I have just had to pay over £350 for my PO box. That is for 12 months. So it works out at about £30 a month ish, give or take a little bit. And that is a lot of money. That is a big layout, but it's for year long. That is because I was gifted some Christmas money. And I thought that's what I want to spend it on. So I managed to secure myself a PO box. Moving forward for YouTube, I have to hit a certain amount of money every month that my channel has earned, and I earn money from likes, comments, shares, super chats, super thanks, memberships. All of those things really do help. Watch time, people watching the ads for me, all of that. That is what makes YouTubers money. And I have to hit a certain amount every month before I get a check. Some months I hit that check and other times I don't, and it's fine. But the months that I now hit my check, I am going to start saving it up. I will use some of it for purchases for content for the channel. I will use some of it for other costs relating to the channel, whether I, buy the services of someone to make me more thumbnails, or I don't know. There's lots of bits and pieces that money can be used for to go back into the channel, mainly purchasing things for content, not gonna lie. But because I've paid for a year outright, for this year, I am going to save as much of my YouTube checks as I can, so that when it comes to having to renew that PO box for next year, I have already got that money sitting there from YouTube to just instantly pay for it. So if I hit my check every month, I know that I am guaranteed to be able to keep my PO box going. So I did the initial outlay. Well, the people that gifted me my Christmas money did the initial outlay, and then I'm going to be utilizing my YouTube checks to help fund the PO box moving forward forevermore, or for however long I am on here. But even though I have managed to get that PO box, it is not active for another week. So I've got to wait for a letter to come in the post telling me where my PO box is, because I still don't even know where it is at the moment. And other details and bits and pieces. And then I need to, and in that letter, they'll give me a date where my PO box is active from. So the date that my PO box is active, that will be when it starts appearing in my description box. And I will, of course, let you know that the PO box is active when it is. But obviously, there's a lot of admin and there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes to get this PO box up and running. So I do have one, but it is not usable at the moment, but it should only take about a week. So that is awesome. And I'm really pleased to be able to have said that I've already smashed that goal. My other goal is to not feel guilty about doing other crafts when the urge takes me. Predominantly, my channel will always be yarn and crochet related. That is my biggest passion. That is my life source. That is my joy, to be perfectly frank with you. But on occasion, I do like to dabble in a couple of other crafts. I did a small cross stitch project last year, and I really enjoyed it. So I want to pick that up a little bit, not like massively, but a little bit. And I did introduce my diamond painting to the channel. Now that wasn't overly successful, but if I want to make it, then it's my channel and I will still show it. And I didn't want to come across, aggressive with that. It's just, my channel is called Manfa's Makes. There is nothing specific about crochet in that title. I am Manfa and I'm showing you my makes. Now, predominantly my makes will be crochet, but from time to time, I would like to show you any cross stitching that I've been doing, any diamond painting I've been doing, anything else that I might fancy having a go at as time goes on. Oh, apologies for that. Let me turn the sound off of my phone. Yeah, so I will be emphasizing the makes part of the channel name and showcasing other crafts as and when I wish. I hope you'll enjoy it, but that's just what we're going to do. I also want to inventory all of my books. Now, you might think, what is the point in doing that? They're already up on a bookshelf. Just go and check your bookshelf and see what you've got. And that is a very fair comment and a very good judgment. However, I love I love a good spreadsheet. I'm sorry, I am that person. I have all of my yarn inventoried. I also helped Christina, Bella and Janetto build her yarn inventory. And I also helped Becca over at Merrymaker do her yarn inventory. They did pay me for that service because they showed me what yarn they had. It was me that built their inventory, their spreadsheet, their workable document. So I did get paid for doing that and I loved every minute of it, let me just tell you. And I am more than prepared to do that for others. If you want to know exactly what you've got in your stash at the click of, a couple of buttons and it's all there on the screen for you, and you don't mind paying me to do that, I am more than happy to do that for you. Little side hustle. But it would be really handy if I'm looking for a specific, or thinking that I've got a specific pattern, but I'm either not home at the time, so I can't just go up to the bookcase and check, or I'm downstairs, I'm feeling particularly lazy, which, let's face it, that is a lot of the time because I'm always so exhausted, that I will just be able to click onto my inventory of my books and look in there and see if I am correct in thinking that I do have a pattern or a close pattern to what I'm thinking about. So I am, over the course of the year, going to build up that electronic inventory on my computer right next to my yarn inventory, because then not only can I go, do I have that frog? Yes, I do. Right, what yarn have I got that might make a really good frog? They kind of cross-reference each other. So I will be spending time in and out, building that up slowly over the course of the year. At the moment, I have no plans to add my magazines or my printed out patterns to that. I am just specifically going to do my books. I'm still not 100% sure how I'm going to lay it out and what information I'm going to include on that until I get going. And it might evolve a couple of times until I'm happy with the end result. But I am going to be doing that over the course of the year. That's just a me thing. I'm hyper organized. I'm a little bit anal with stuff like that. So that is a very Manfa thing. It's not really channel related, but it is a goal of mine. And it'll be really cool to come back at the end of the year and say I did it. And I think the last one, so how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9 goals. Last year I had 24, failed miserably. Now I've got 9. I feel like that's a more manageable amount. And this one is just as important to me as that very first one, with the main focus being about charity donations and helping others benefit from my fantabulous stash. This one is just as important, but it's a little more personal. My goal is that there is less stress and pressure, and that I have more fun. That is with the channel, that is with crafting, and that is with general life outside of the channel as well. Although I love deadlines, I love targets, all of those things are really important in my work life and things. I have, over the last couple of years, have felt a lot of pressure when it comes to my channel, having to, putting it on me. I've put the own pressure on me. It's nothing to do with you guys. It's nothing to do with any other podcaster. I have done this to myself, but now that I have recognized it in myself, I'm going to change it to be a bit healthier and a little more balanced. I have been pressurizing myself to join in with as many cows as I can and do as many lives as I can and put out content consistently for, well, at the beginning, every day of the week. Then I scaled it back to 4. I'm going to try and keep it at 4, but we'll talk about that in a minute when I talk about changes. So all the content got to be done. All the cows got to be seen to be joining in and supporting my friends. Doing really big projects in a small amount of time, not giving myself enough time realistically to get things done. Giving myself 24 goals last year to achieve. Unrealistic, too high pressured, too high stressed. I do it to myself. I bite off more than I can chew. And I don't like it when I don't achieve it, because I see that as failure. Now, it's not failure. It is just, it didn't happen and it's okay. I didn't quite, tick that box. So I just need to take my foot off the gas a little bit. I need to relax a little bit, and I need to do a bit more for me to make it more fun and enjoyable again. So some of the notes that I've put is not to get caught up in too many cows and mals. I love cows and mals. I've hosted some cows and mals. I'm not saying that there won't be any cows or mals. And if you're not sure what a cal or a mal is, a cal is specifically a crochet along. A mal is a make along. I'm not saying that I'm not going to do any. I'm not saying that I'm not going to host any. What I'm saying is I am not going to join in with every single one and then be like, about it all. I need to stop doing that. Just because I'm not joining in doesn't mean that I'm not supporting that person, because I can still go to their channel, I can still watch their videos about it, I can still, you know, support them and praise them and build them up and give them positive feedback on what they're doing, cheer them on and keep them motivated and keep them going. I don't actually have to make with them if I don't want to. It's okay. So yeah, not get caught up in too many of those. The next note is time pressured projects, not too many, if any. I want to get my crafting back to, I want to work on what I want to work on, not because somebody like a Cal has said you need to do it between this date and this date, and these are the specifications, and it has to be all these rules and regulations. No, I just want to go, I fancy making that, so I'm going to make it. Doesn't matter if it takes me a week, doesn't matter if it takes me a year. I'm just going to enjoy the process of making it. I don't know if that will 100% work, because I am the type of person to go, all right, Sam, you've been working on that 6 months, wrap it up, hyper focus, get it done. So there might still be hazy deadlines, but it's not going to be time crunch, get a blanket done in a month type deadline. So yeah, not too many time pressured projects if I can help it. I've already said about the next note, make what I want when I want. So if I fancy making a Christmas item in April when I'm supposed to be doing Easter, why am I supposed to be doing Easter? I want to make something for Christmas, so I will. I'm not gonna pigeonhole myself and put myself in a box with these things. I will make what I want when I want this year. Sadly, and this one does sadden me a little bit, there will not be a Christmas card exchange for 2025. Because the channel has now got to the stage where more and more of you want to be involved, which is amazing, makes my heart so happy, it makes my soul sing, it makes me feel so super loved, and that I've got a lot of friends out there, and I know I do. It also means that that is a lot more cards to send out, a lot more packages to send out, a lot more cost to pay out. I feel rubbish that I cannot continue to do that, because there are more and more of you that are wanting to jump on board. It makes me feel rubbish. I would love to send you a card on your birthday, a card for every Christmas, presents just because, happy mail 2, 3, 4 times a year. I'm one person. We are a family of 6. Our wage isn't absolutely amazing, and we're super rich and you know, comfortable. It is a lot of extra cost on top of my family costs at a time where it's really expensive anyway, with it being Christmas. So it kills me to say it, but there will not be a Christmas card exchange in 2025. It has just got too crazy. So I'm really sorry if that upsets you. I'm sorry if that means that you can no longer be a friend of mine or continue with the channel because you think that money's more important than you. That is not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say I am one person, and hundreds of you. You just have to send me one card. I have to send out hundreds. So the cost difference there is crazy. I think I spent over £400 this past Christmas sending you all out little packages and cards. I can't justify that cost for my family. I really can't. So even though I love you all with my heart, and that will never change, the Christmas card exchange has come to an end, I'm afraid. I'm so, so sorry. And the next one, to ease the stress and the pressure, and kind of along the same vein as well. And this is probably more of something that's going to affect my Yarny YouTube friends, my other podcasters. Um, I have had to come to the conclusion that I am only going to gift Happy Mail when I am in a position to do so, when I have the funds to send it, when I have certain things that I've made or purchased that I want to gift to you. I know all of us do not send Happy Mail to receive Happy Mail. I know that's not how it works. I know it's just because we love each other, we want to spoil each other, we want to gift each other. I get that, I appreciate that, and I am all on board with that because I am the same. I much prefer gifting someone than receiving. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing to receive. I would be a liar if I told you otherwise, but I do love gifting people. But because I am so lucky to have quite a number of Yarny podcaster friends, it is getting a little out of control as to how many birthdays that I can send out for, how many Christmas presents I can send out for, etc. So Happy Mail will be gifted when I can, but also when I want to. And I'm not going to be pressured because it's somebody's birthday or because it's Christmas. I now want to be that happy mailer that is spontaneous and random, and you never know when happy mail from me is going to arrive. So all of my podcaster friends out there who I have sent semi-regular happy mail to, friends that I speak to outside of the channel, if you don't get anything for your birthday, it's not that I don't love you and that you're not my friend. It's just at that present moment in time, I didn't have the money to do it for you. And that is going to happen more and more because I just keep gaining so many wonderful friends. It's amazing. Or if you don't receive anything for Christmas, it's not that I don't want to give you something for Christmas. It's not that I don't love you. It's just, again, I am one person and there are a lot more of you to send a lot more things to. Therefore, the cost is huge. So, my friends specifically, if you don't get a birthday present, it's not that I don't love you. If you don't get a Christmas present, it's not that I don't love you. You may get a random package on a random month that doesn't mean anything to you, but you still get a box of loveliness. So let's just go for the surprise spontaneous. And I am putting it out there to those that gift me with Happy Mail as well. You don't have to get me something just because my birthday's coming up. You don't have to get me something just because Christmas is coming up. You don't have to get me anything anyway, ever. Just keep supporting the channel and being my friend. That's all I want, okay? But if you do want to gift me, just do it whenever your heart feels like it wants to, and whenever you have the coinage in the bank. Yeah, let's stop pigeonholing ourselves to birthdays and Christmases. Let's just be a bit random. Let's just be a bit spontaneous. Let's just do it whenever, for whatever reason. Let's just relax and chill a little bit with it. Let's take the pressure off of all of us. Don't buy me anything for my birthday. Don't buy me anything for Christmas. Don't buy me anything at all if you can't afford to. It's all good. You don't need to give me presents to be my friend. You can be my friend without presents. I'm still going to love you because you're my friend. That is the most important thing to me. But if you want to gift me, go, all right, Manfa's birthday is in March. Christmas is in December. But you know what? I'm going to throw a complete curveball and give her a random gift in July just because. Yeah? Makes it more fun too. Just putting it out there. Just seeing how people feel about that. Okay, so those are the goals. 9 of them, one of which I've already near enough completed. Just need to get the PO box activated. So I've got 8 more still to go for the year. Can I do it? I hope so. Fingers crossed. I hope you're going to be along the ride with me and support me through it. In fact, I have no doubt about that. I don't know why I said that. You guys always are because you're amazing. But I am really looking forward to going on this new year of crafting and excitement with all of you. Just a couple of changes to the channel to note as well, guys. I am going to continue with the no set lives thing for quite a while there. I had my live slot every Saturday without fail. I was coming on, I was having panels of guests. It was such fun. I miss it so very much, but my life has changed to a point where I cannot guarantee that I am going to A, be available when my slot is, B, be awake because I'm now absolutely exhausted and it was quite late at night for me by the time the live finished. I don't know if something's going to crop up in real life, which means I'm not going to be around. So I think rather than having set live schedules and set times and set panels and set this and set that, no, going with the less stress and pressure. I am just going to go live when I can go live. If that means only 2 of you can come, I'm going to have a blast with the 2 of you that made it. If it means nobody shows up, that's okay. I'll just sit talking to the camera to nobody, a bit like I am now. I know you're watching it when it airs, but right now I am sat in this room completely on my own. Okay, so it's all cool if you can't make it. But then similarly, if 100 of you can come, amazing. We'll have a blast. We will have a blast on whatever live I am able to do at whatever time. I have no doubt about that, because you are some of the most amazing people that I am lucky enough to have in my life. We have fun regardless. So if I can give you prior warning of a live that's coming up, of course I will. But for the most part, it will be I'll pop up live whenever I can, when it's appropriate to do so. So there will be sporadic lives, not set lives. You probably noticed this change today. For the whole time I've had my channel, which is 3 years plus now, I have been dropping my videos at 8 a.m. my time in the UK. Looking at all the analytics, and I've known this for a while, but I am a creature of habit and I am stubborn. I haven't wanted the analytics to affect what I do. However, in this instance, I am. At 8 a.m. my time, the majority of you guys across the pond still in bed, still asleep. Your day hasn't started yet, which means the majority of the views on my videos aren't coming in until late afternoon for me, when you're up and you're done and you're active and you're out and about and you're doing stuff. And that's fine. But my biggest audience is in the USA and Canada. So I've decided to change the time that I drop my videos. So it was 8 a.m. my time. It's now going to 12 noon my time. So I'm going to do it 4 hours later than I normally did, to try and get peak views at a peak time. Yes, it is selfish so that the channel does better, that I get more views, I get more likes, I get more comments, I get more people subscribing to the channel. My channel has been a bit stagnant and hasn't grown at all for a number of months now. A, because I'm not doing lives. B, because I'm not doing public big giveaways for people to just come and try and grab something for free and then bugger off again. And also because I'm not dropping my video at peak times and a few other things. So my channel has not grown. I've been stuck in a rut. It hasn't really been doing a lot, other than you lovely loyals keep coming back, and I keep getting those statistics and those figures because you come back day after day and do all the things for me. But if I want it to try and start getting a bit of momentum again, I need to start jiggling things around. So the first thing I'm going to try is dropping my videos to 4 hours later than normal, to try and get those views and those thumbs up. Those thumbs are the key thing. Honestly, it is the key thing to podcasters. So please, whoever you are watching, whatever channel you are on, you leave that thumb. And what I try and do is I put that thumb on before I've even started listening to what they're talking about. I click on the video, I click the thumb, then I relax and listen to what they've got to say and look at the things that they've got to show. If you get into that habit of click and thumb, you're golden, because you'll start doing it automatically and not even realizing that you're doing it. But that podcaster is benefiting from it, because you are leaving your thumb wherever you go. So maybe make that your mantra, guys. Leave your thumb wherever you go. It really, really does help us. It really does. So yes, my videos are dropping 4 hours later now. I'm going to try and keep doing content Monday through to Thursday, so 4 videos a week. The odd spontaneous short, the odd spontaneous live, the odd extra bonus video as and when I've got extra content for you. But I'm not going to stress about it. If I cannot fill those days with content, then I'm not going to. But I will try, and I think at least for January, I have managed to fill Monday through Thursday for the whole month. Whether that will continue or not, guys, I don't know. Obviously, with the new role that I'm about to embark on in my new job, I may have to shuffle even more. These are just things that I've considered right here and right now. So bear with me, and if there are more changes to come, I apologise, but I will give you fair warning and I will explain the reasons behind it. There will be really good reasons for it. So yeah, I'm going to try Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday every week, but if not, it's okay, and I will just give you as much content as I can. Feeding into that a little bit, once Max's gut choice has ended, because we're coming to the end of that, we'll be wrapping that up. I think we'll be done by the end of January, to be honest with you. Once Max's gut choice has ended, every Thursday will be my crochet catch up. I am bringing it back from last year. It was really successful when I did do it last year because that was my Friday video. But when I dropped my Friday video, I never really did a crochet catch up from that point. So I want to bring it back. And rather than stress myself out and think of another new thing for Thursdays, because we had Tile of the Week for 2 years and now Max's gut choice for a little bit, rather than keep having to think of new concepts and new ideas and new segments, I am just going to make my Thursday now my constant. That is my constant video every week. People like Crafting Kitty Erin, if you're watching, hey Erin, she does her weekly roundups on a Saturday. They are my favourite video ever. In fact, that specific Crafting Kitty weekly roundup is my favourite video of the week. End of. By any podcaster, any day. That is my most favourite video of the week. And I'm being dead honest when I said that. I've told Erin a million times. So I want to kind of do that for myself. Every Thursday, you will get my crochet catch up, which is my version of Erin's weekly roundup. We kind of are doing the same thing, just in our own way. And I was doing that well over a year ago. I want to bring it back. So yes, when Max's gut choice is done, crochet catch up will be back every Thursday. And last but not least, I am considering adding another level or tier to my memberships, to include a couple of more perks than what you get now. Just as a recap, at the moment you get a channel member shout out in the description box of every video that I post. So if you are a member, you will be listed in the description box of every video that I post ever. And I can't even remember the other bits and pieces you get. I think that's the main one. That might even be the only one. But I am considering doing another tier. Those of you that are already a member, if I do another tier, you can jump up. Those of you that aren't a member, considering being a member, no pressure. I don't want to ever pressure anyone to do that because ew, that's gross. I don't like it. I'm not that person. But if you are considering becoming a member, hopefully there'll be 2 tiers to pick from. There'll be the lower tier that everyone's on at the minute because it's the only one. Or you can go straight in on the higher tier and get the extra perks that I'm considering putting in there. I don't know what those extra perks or any other details about that other than I am considering adding another level or tier, but I don't know what, I don't know when, and I don't know how. So bear with me on that one. So that is my goals for 2025 and a few changes that I have made to the channel, and I have already kept you for 48 minutes. So I think we should just press on and do this Impkin giveaway. What do you say? After you've listened to me waffle on for all that time, I think I owe you something a little better at the end of it, right? So 6th Impkin giveaway. The keyword was jingle. Now, there was somebody, and I can't remember who it was, that did enter, but they have already got a Impkin of mine. If you have already got one of my Impkins, you cannot enter again to get a second one. I want 6 different people to have the 6 different Impkins. So if you entered and you don't see your name, that is the only reason, because you are already lucky enough to have one of my Impkins. But there is everybody else. I hope I've held it up long enough for you to see what number you are. I will just refresh your memory on what you are about to win. One of these gorgeous cutie patooties. So if you are the winner, I need you to tell me whether you want to have the one with the green stripe for the nose or the red stripe for the nose. because the colour pulled in a slightly different way, but they both have a green jingle bell. They both have pale pink sparkly eyes. They both have the red and white hat and scarf, and they are both super cute and adorable. It's just one's got a green stripe for his nose and one's got a red stripe for his nose. So here we go. I am going to add, oh, hang on, better get me flamingo glasses on. Here we go. All right, and my very delicate, very battered flapper, and ask the person that lives in my phone to pick a number. So, hey Siri. Please pick a random number between 1 and 21. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2, number 2, number 2. Who was number 2? Number 2 was Diane English. Whoop whoop. You are my lucky winner. Ready? Yay, Diane! I'm so happy for you. Please, please, please email me your postal address and which of the Impkins you would like to come and live with you. Mr. Green Stripe Nose, Mr. Red Stripe Nose. Which one do you want in your home? Let me know. Congratulations! I'm so happy for you. Oh, it'll be, well, that is literally the very, very, very end of that Impkin collaboration. There's nothing more to be done for it. So, Diane, you are my Twimpkin with the Jingle Impkin. So, congratulations. Thank you to everybody else who kept taking part and kept hoping to win. I have absolutely loved the fact that I have one and somebody else has one. So I don't think the twin thing will completely go away. I'll need a little bit of a break and it won't be Impkins, but I am thinking that I like the idea that I have one and you have one too. So maybe I can incorporate more giveaways on the channel like that. So don't despair, don't give up hope. Maybe you can twin with me over something else. Who knows? We'll have to see how the year goes. But yes, Diane, email me, honey, and I'll get him in the post to you. Right, guys, I have now kept you for over 52 minutes, so I am definitely going to let you get going. Please do come back tomorrow because I have something a little bit different that I am very excited about. And I want you to come and see what it's about. So I'll see you tomorrow. But until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye, guys. Love you loads.